just got back from a really long ski trip that did not go as planned because it was in Utah and Colorado and they had very little snow. So cut the trip short, came back home, and just wanted to share something real quickly with you. This won't take more than about 3 minutes, I hope. If you're like a lot of skiers out there, you may use the LEKI trigger system. So this is a pole strap that clips into the ski pole at the top on the grip. And they're really handy because, when you come to the lift line, it's just an easy thing, take it out. And the other thing that's good about these is that they don't put a lot of stress on your thumb because of the way the strap works. So your chances of having a thumb injury while having a LEKI trigger system on are a lot less. But this comes with a caution too. And the caution is that when you're done skiing at the end of the day, the temptation is just take the glove off, throw it in the box, and go up skiing the next day. And you've got your pole straps all ready to go. Well, that works great if you're going to use the same exact gloves the next day skiing. Well, it got really super cold and I had to go to my battery heated gloves at Deer Valley, or Deer Valley as we call it. So naturally left the regular gloves behind with both the straps still attached to the glove, got up to Deer Valley, pulled my poles out, realized, oh my God, I do not have the LEKI trigger straps for it. Thankfully, Deer Valley loaned me a pair of poles, which was very cool of them, and I was able to get through the day. But that brings us to tip number 1. Take these off of your gloves and leave them on the poles when you're done skiing. It's an extra step. I know it's not fun to do because taking these straps off and readjusting them and everything like that's a pain in the ass. But if you're getting old like me, do it for the sake of humanity and for your own sanity. Take them off at the end of the day, clip them back into the poles. You're done. The other thing is if you have a spare 40, 50, 60 bucks around, you can buy an extra set of these from LEKI. All right, the next pro tip on this. Now I want to talk about this one because this is one that I found out only after I had already used these things for about a year. One of these was, as you can see, this little loop right there. That's what clips into the top of the pole. All right. One of these was just really, really hard to get into the latch at the top of the pole. And I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. Finally, I decided I'm going to call LEKI up and find out. Hey, LEKI, why won't my one strap clip in and the other one does? Is there something wrong with it? And get this very nice customer service lady on the other end of the line. And she says, oh, well, that's usually a sign that the loop was sewn on too tightly. Oh, okay. So what do I do about it? Well, we have this thing that we normally sell. Now, if you can look at this, this is a big, long, tapered tube of aluminum. But I'll send one to you for free. Oh, okay. So she sends me this tapered tube. And basically what you do is you slide said tapered tube. And this is still one of the ones that was a little bit tough to deal with. But you slide it in and then you work it up until you get past, I don't know if you can see those 2 rings around there. You work it up until you get past the first ring at least. And what this does is it stretches out that little loop on there, and that actually makes it go into the release mechanism on the top of the pole. And I thought it was a defective release mechanism, but it's not. She said this is a common problem. And so LEKI will cure the defect, or you can take it in if you've got a regular old ski shop that sells LEKI stuff. You can take the grips into them, and they should have this tool on hand. And they can either let you fool around with it and do it, and it's not very hard. You just sit there and work it in, work it in, work it in until you get it up between these two lines right there. And then after that's done, click, boy, they go in right away. So that's pro tip number 2. I can't barely get this off. There we go. So that's pro tip number 2 for using LEKI poles. And I absolutely swear by the trigger system just because it makes everything easier on the slopes. And like I said, it's your chance of thumb injury on here is a whole lot less because of where it puts the stress. Click in and out, no problem. So since I've done that, I haven't had a single problem trying to get in or out of the grips using the LEKI trigger system. So again, reminder, take the straps off unless you're only using one pair of gloves for the trip and there's no chance of messing it up. Or make yourself a little checklist that says, hey, gotta have these for this, All right, hope that's good enough for you. Bye.